Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's a little crisp. Not even going to say brisk, a little crisp. But it already, if you're out in the sunshine, it's gorgeous. It's warm. It's going to be a nice day. I got to get some work done this morning so I can ride my motorcycle, maybe ride to the gym. If I do that, I'll take my little camera along with me and fasten it to the bike and we'll get some footage and training and all that jazz. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to train here. We'll see. I just maybe feel like going for a ride, but I have some work to do. So before I get to that, I want to make a quick video because there's a lot of controversy right now about Chef Rush. Chef Rush, big dude. I guess you know who he is. Fairly well known now. He was the famous White House chef with the alleged 24-inch arms. And people are, the various people in the YouTube community who have pretty decent sized followings are making videos about it, about a men's health I don't know, article, video, whatever he did. I've seen pieces and bits of it and stuff talking about his diet and basically what it takes for him to maintain these 24-inch arms. First off, 24-inch arms. Is it impossible to walk around with 24-inch arms? No, it depends how big you are. If you're a really huge dude, I'm under 6 foot. 6 feet high. I used to be taller. I used to be just about 6 foot, and I have shrunken over the years. I've some of it people could attribute to age, progressive degeneration of my age, I guess you could say. But I'd like to more attribute it to just compression, from heavy squats and et cetera, compression over many years. So I'm down about, I don't know, I've lost damn near an inch. I've lost almost an inch, almost an entire inch off of my height. And I have, my arms go, and they've been measured. I've measured them on camera. The videos out there. I mean, I don't even understand why anybody would lie or whatever. But I do understand why people exaggerate on YouTube, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. So it doesn't take very much effort for me to walk around. I have this shit down that I invest very little effort in what I do. Right now, I'm going to step the game up. When I actually do something and put some effort in, then you're going to see what I'm going to look like. But I usually, over these several past few years, a handful of years, have invested very little effort into my physique, to be quite honest. It doesn't take that much. I guess if you look at somebody that's untrained, that's not part of their lifestyle, that they haven't been an active person in their life, that maybe that if you juxtapose them next to me, then you might say that I do a lot. But I've been active all my life, from childhood on, and physically engaged in some kind of conquest or the pursuit of some kind of a conquest or achievement goal. And it's just, I'm so used to it, it's just what I do. But in that light, looking at it from that perspective, for me, subjectively, it takes very little for me to walk around 21 plus inch arms. 21, 22, when I'm really, really training hard, eating correctly, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, yeah, I can hit 22 inches. I can walk around 22 inches. Usually, even if I lose a bunch of weight, they don't really ever go under 20. They're always a good deal over 20. They may fall just under 21 sometimes if I'm really light. I haven't seen that happen, but it's not like I walk around measuring myself all the time. So could a bigger guy, I don't know how tall this Chef Rush guy is, but he appears to be maybe he's tall. He's probably around 300 pounds, I guess he is. I don't know what he is, but he's a pretty big guy. Is it impossible that he can just walk around 24-inch arms? I don't think it's impossible. I haven't seen many 24-inch arms. Once you get into the area that you're 21, 22, you're pushing the human boundary there. They don't really grow much bigger than that. Not to say that some huge behemoth doesn't hit 23. So if he's got 24, he's got 24. Is he particularly a very lean guy? I don't know if he is right this minute, but previously, like when I first seen him come onto the scene or gain notoriety, he wasn't a particularly lean guy, neither am I generally. So is it difficult for him to maintain arm size? I doubt it. I don't think it's that difficult. If he claims he's got 24-inch arms, maybe they're 23 something. I don't know. If they are 24, they are 24. Whatever. I don't know how big he is, so I don't have anything to really put it in perspective. But I don't think that that's like impossible. Just to hit the 24-inch mark is that's up there. That's huge. So I'm not sure that he's 24. It's not my place. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. He says that he is. The diet. And here's the important part, takeaway for you guys. So let me get to that in case you don't feel like sitting through this video. The important thing is when he explained his diet, he went into detail what he eats, when he eats, and he says that he runs his macros at 60% protein and 20-20. 20% fats, 20% carbs. That sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? That sounds very familiar. Now, at the amount of food that he's ingesting, he claims the high amount of calories, that he's like 6,000 to 10,000 calories a day, I guess depending on what phase he's exercising in his, the development of his physique. Here's the thing. I certainly advocate 60-20-20 if I'm trying to get lean and I have a thermogenic approach, and it works. It works. Now, there are rules, and I've said this previously, but I don't know that I've said this all in a single video. Maybe I have somewhere. There's enough videos that I don't know. I'm not sure, but I have said it. I have previously told you no one needs to go over 300 grams of protein. No one needs more than 300 grams of protein. Let me say it one more time. No one needs more than 300 grams of protein a day. So it's kind of like the speed of light rule, and there are all kind of exceptions in theories, how that can be broken, but it hasn't been accomplished yet, or at least that we know of. But, well, if we could create a time warp and a bubble in front of this, and we could do that, we could exceed the speed of light and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but for regular people, what's the shakedown of this and the reality of the world that we live in? Are we going to get close to moving at the speed of light? No, or much less exceed the speed of light. So for us, real people, day-to-day life, no one needs more than 300 grams of protein a day. When I diet down, when I'm dieting to lean down, that's when the protein goes up and I run 60-20-20. So do I ever take anybody over 300 grams? Once in a while, the diet will come out or shake out where I add up the numbers and do the math. The highest that I've ever had anybody would be like 320 grams. But generally, and that would be a really large guy, but generally, nobody needs more than 300 grams of protein a day. So when you're talking about a guy that's going to eat 10,000 calories a day, that in itself, can you digest that much food? And he also claims that he's a natty. He's natural, claims natural status. Is he, isn't he? I don't know. I more am in disbelief or find it difficult to believe. Not saying that he's making something up or bullshitting. I'm saying this. It's more difficult for me to imagine that a man can eat 10,000 calories a day, 60% protein, and that he can do that day in and day out every day, and he's going to be able to digest, process, and absorb these nutrients without damning repercussions. I find that more difficult to believe, as a natty in particular, than that he's either a natty or not a natty with that physique. Does he have, is he natty or not? I don't know, I don't care. Does he eat 6 to 10,000 calories every day? Don't know, don't care. Does he have 24-inch arms? Don't know, don't care. He gets his 60% of his diet is protein. That's too much protein. That's really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. When you're 300 pounds and you're eating 60% protein, 10,000 calories a day or something to that nature, it's really almost impossible for me to believe that you have good blood pressure readings. And if your blood pressure is not right, and now in recent times, we know that hypertension is a lower reading than what we previously ascribed it to be. That it's of concern. If your blood pressure is a little high, it's of concern, more so than we used to think. So if you're stuffing that much protein down your throat and you got high blood pressure, man, you must already be shopping for a set of kidneys. You must already be shopping for a set of kidneys. But that's a whole other topic. Now, hey, I don't bear anybody any malice or ill intent or any other thing. If the guy, he can get it up and running and generate some income or whatever it is he's looking for out of it. Everybody's whatever they're looking for. Maybe he wants to just get a message out there. He talks about doing 2,222 push-ups a day to raise awareness to the high suicide rate among veterans. I think that's important. Does he really roll out of bed and do 2,222 push-ups? I don't know how he does them. Does he break them up? Does he do them 100 at a time? Does he do? I don't know. Does he really want you to believe that he can just bang out 2,222 push-ups first thing in the morning? I don't know. Like I said, it's the internet, man. It's social media. But when you start, it's harmless, right? If you sat out to do 2,222 push-ups every morning like Chef Rush, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're not going to be able to do it. At least you're striving, at least you're pushing, at least you're reaching. And you're going to you're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn about yourself. And again, I'm not justifying a straight up lie or anything like that, but I don't know that it's a lie. I don't know how he does this. I don't know. Whatever. All I'm saying is take everything with a grain of salt. But when a guy says he's eating or consuming 10,000 calories a day, 60% protein, if that's true, that's a very dangerous thing to do, in my opinion. As far as I'm concerned, extremely dangerous. Like I've said before, no one needs more than 300 grams of protein a day. And you don't need 300 grams of protein a day to get big. I can get big on probably 200 grams of protein a day, to tell you the God's honest truth. To get lean, I'm going to turn that protein up. And it does collapse in on itself. And it does turn you into an incinerator. If you dot the I's across the T's, just that in itself, how noticeable is that impact going to be? I think noticeable, but if you go ahead and coordinate that or do that in conjunction with more costly, more thermogenic inducing type foods in your diet, there's more to it. But that's only a temporary time period. That's a time where, look, if you're obese, for example, if you're obese and you don't want to die early, then taking your protein to 60% of your daily intake, and again, I don't suggest you exceed 300 grams. Like I've said, nobody needs more than 300 grams. Is that the most dangerous aspect of your life? I don't think so. This is a temporary thing. It's important. We got to get the weight off. We got to get down there. And then again, if you're not obese, like if I'm trying to get into shape and I take my protein to 300 grams a day, I'm trying to get lean and it's important to me, so I understand that it's not a sustainable, or is it a health-inducing strategy? in the long run, yeah, yeah. In the long run, it is because in the long run, if you're going to get body fat off, you're going to get leaner. You're going to get in better condition. That's healthier. But no matter how you slice it or dice it or chop it up, at the end game, you're going to have to be able to live with that. You're going to have to merge into something that's sustainable way of living and eating. But with any diet, if you put together a diet, even a thermogenically oriented diet, and you're coming down, you're getting lean, you're doing the cardio when it's supposed to be done as it rolls into the diet and plan, when you get to the end of the rainbow or you get to the point where you've made great progress and now it's time to take a break from this, and accept that this is what I've got, and now we're going to orient things just to maintain now, because we don't want to backslide. We want to maintain. We want the body to be secure in homeostasis. That now this is the new norm, this leaner me. And I'm not talking about nutty, crazy lean. I'm not talking about that. All right? Try as you may, if you get like shredded, you're not going to, most likely it's not going to be incredibly healthy to maintain that, and it's going to be a lot of work. But the point is, I'm talking about overall, when people lose weight and then they come off the diet and they gain it back very quickly, it's because the body is not secure in this new homeostasis with these new conditions, and so it wants to go back. So that's something to remember. When you get to the end, where you're going to have your cutoff point, if you're not making any more progress, if you're not backsliding, you are still making progress because you're still in the fight. You're still making progress. If you don't gain any more body fat back, you're still making progress because you're still grappling with your body. You want to make sure that that body finds comfort in that place and says, okay, I own this. This is me now. And it submits and it finds a balance there. And that way, it's you're not going to have to worry about falling back so easily. Anyway, I don't know how clear any of this is. The whole gist of this is, he came out. He's in the news right now. People are talking about him, and he came out and pointed out he runs his macros 60-20-20, and that's what I do. But that's not what I do to get big. That's what I do to get lean. Temporary thing, diet from here to here. That's that. And there's a cutoff point, just like can't exceed the speed of light. Regular people, yeah. Cutoff point's 300 grams of protein. And if you're in that category where you're eating enough food that you're there. Average people, we don't need those kind of calories, man. Anywhere near there, anywhere remotely near there. You don't need half that. Most of the diets that I write for people, and including me, typically, you don't need to go over. I'll tell you what, get it like huge. Blow back up very quickly, big. If I was trying to get to 280 or so, 270s, 280, I would be, the highest I would go would be probably 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. And that's a lot of food, and that's not sustainable. And that would be a physique, a far cry from this. So most people, you don't really need to exceed 3,000 calories. And whatever your situation is, most people need less than 3,000 calories a day, to be honest. Whatever your situation is, you don't need to exceed 300 grams of protein. That's the cutoff point. All right, that's it. Just wanted to throw that out there. I've said all this numerous times before, but I don't know that I've put it all together in totality in one video. I think I have, but I'm just pointing this out. Because this guy's saying 60% protein, but he's eating 6,000, 10,000 calories a day. Yeah, I've said before, 300 grams is the cutoff. But I want to go ahead and reiterate that. I don't want people out there thinking that you're going to do this. You're going to have problems if you try to mimic that, his diet. If you're trying to eat like that, I predict you're going to be in the hospital pretty quick. I don't think you're going to be like shitting your kidneys out immediately from all that protein and likely high blood pressure. You're not going to put them in a good place, but if you're eating like 10,000 calories and 60% of that's protein, even 6,000 to 10,000 with 60% protein. But I think you're going to end up in hospital faster because you're going to have some kind of intestinal blockage or something. I don't think you're going to be able to. You have to be a different kind of creature, I think. That's insane, especially a natural guy. So that's it. Anybody, really, as far as I'm concerned. I'm out of here. Guys, I got work to do, got to get going so I can go out and ride my bicycle and get to the gym or work out here, whatever I'm going to do, and hopefully I'll video that. Take care. Hope you're having an awesome morning.